Bear, Lassos and I moved through the city. I couldn't help but take in the craftsmanship around us. The buildings, shaped from smooth, reddish clay bricks, were moulded with remarkable precision. Each structure felt intentional, nothing hurried, nothing haphazard. There was a quiet elegance to it all, and yet the silence was striking. No voices, no idle chatter, only the soft background sounds of wind, distant footsteps, and the faint rustle of movement through grass and stone. The inhabitants, large and fur-covered, moved with calm purpose, paying us no direct attention. It was as if our presence had been fully accounted for before we even arrived. We seemed to be heading toward the heart of the settlement when, without warning, every creature around us froze in place. Their stillness was eerie, synchronized, and sudden. Then the familiar grip thought voice echoed in my mind.
Pause. Communication in progress. Await completion.
At that exact moment, I received an alert from my communicator. I flipped it open. Go ahead. Maddie's voice came through, clear and measured.
Sir, we've identified a potential method for blocking the neural signal from the planet. We believe the prototype shield generator can be used to modulate a ship's shielding frequency. That modulation should disrupt the transmission.
Chris's voice followed immediately.
I've reviewed Maddie's proposal. Based on our emergencies, there's a greater than 90% chance it would block the signal.
Maddie came back on.
Also, an update from Doc. He's developed a medical method to push the affected crew deeper into a coma-like state. It should suppress the dream activity and potentially prevent further neurological stress.
She paused before adding,
Both approaches are ready. Just say the word, sir.
Before I can respond, Maddie's voice cuts in again.
Sir, the computer just flagged a fast-moving craft approaching your location. Energy signatures suggest possible weapon systems powering up. You have less than 1 minute until it arrives.
My pulse jumps. Understood. Hold off on the signal modulation for now. I'll contact you once we've handled the situation here. I barely have time to close my communicator before the city erupts in chaos. A splits the air as a sleek, unfamiliar ship screams over the city wall. The first laser blasts tear through the sky, scorching stone and sending up plumes of dust. Instantly, every local creature moves as one, slipping into doorways, vanishing inside buildings with perfect, synchronized precision. Move! I shout to Bear and Lassos as the attacking ship banks hard, lining up on our street. Phaser fire rips down the main avenue, beams slashing the ground ahead of us. We sprint, diving into the nearest building, just as another volley of blasts lights up the street behind us. We hit the floor, breathless, surrounded by silence and shadows, safe for now, but clearly in the middle of something much bigger. The three local beings are there, watching us. In my mind, I hear,
Successful evasion. Leadership demonstrated. Commendation granted. Trust in you is warranted.
I focus on my thoughts, starting to get the hang of this silent communication. Are you affecting the other visitors to your planet?
Yes, affecting.
Are you fighting them?
Fight no. Not capable.
Have you tried to control them?
Entering control, yes. Unsuccessful. We have stopped.
My communicator alerts again. I flip it open.
Sir,
Maddie reports.
the ship is heading back to the southern pole. From what we can see, it's their only vessel.
Understood. Maddie, tell Chris to check for any way to manually bypass tactical control. See if the Demeter can fire weapons directly. Keep me posted. McTavish out. Just then, the mental voice returns.
Continue to place of control.
As we continue our walk through the city, I find myself wondering about the name of these people. Instantly, a thought flickers in my mind.
Velkan.
Almost as soon as I form the question about the city's name, another answer arrives, crisp and clear.
City of the Barakan clan.
I pause, uncertain if I'm having a conversation or simply receiving data drops into my head. The next response clarifies it.
Connected. General information available. Connection improving.
I try to rein in my thoughts, realizing that my mind is now a transmitter as much as a receiver. The risk of broadcasting the wrong thing feels uncomfortably high. My frustration boils over. I can feel my temper flaring at the loss of privacy, the intrusion.
Anger unwarranted. Anger unnecessary.
Comes the mental message, calm and collective. If anything, their detached tone only fuels my irritation. At that moment, Lassos gently places a hand on my shoulder. I glance back at her and see in her eyes the steady reassurance she's offered so many times over the last 6 months. Her silent signal is clear. Breathe. Steady yourself. Friends like this are rare, and I'm grateful for her presence. We turn a corner and suddenly emerge into a vast open space, a huge amphitheatre built into the earth, its multiple levels crowded with the Velkarn. The scale and spectacle of it take my breath away.
I stop in my tracks, momentarily stunned by the sight before me. Hundreds of Velkarn fill the amphitheatre, moving in perfect unison, not a single sound passing between them. The silent coordination is almost hypnotic. As I try to imagine how this conversation will even begin, the answer comes unbidden.
Discussion commencing. Control present.
I steady myself, focusing my thoughts. Why are you the ones affecting the senior staff? I ask. The reply is immediate, layered and flat.
Assistance required. Leverage necessary. Velkarn are expiring. Abnormally.
I then think, but why the senior staff specifically?
Mind. Calmer. Less emotion. Easier to influence. More effective leverage.
I press further, focusing on their word choice. You keep saying leverage. Can you explain? Then,
Assistance needed. Prevent Velkarn expiration. Leverage required. Ensure help.
I take a moment to process their meaning, wanting to be certain I understand. You're saying you're using the senior staff as leverage to force us to help you. The reply comes immediately, unwavering.
Correct. Assistance required. Leverage applied. Assistance required.
My temper flares again, frustration leaking into my thoughts before I can stop it. You could have just asked, I think, unable to hold back. There's a pause. Then the collective voice answers.
Direct request. Impossible. Distance too great. Control required. Only viable method. Reviewed 1.6 trillion alternatives.
I pull myself together, steadying my thoughts. We'll help you, but only if you release the senior crew. The collective voice responds, a thread of weariness woven through it.
Young emotions. Trust absent. Much anger detected. Senior crew remains controlled. Help still required.
I force myself to rein in my frustration and shift tactics. As a gesture of good faith, release the captain. Show us you're willing to cooperate, I think. A brief pause, then...
Crew member released. Wakefulness will be slow. Help still required.
I turn to Lassos. Check the Demeter. See if there's any change with the captain. She nods.
Aye, sir.
I face the Velkarn once more. All right, how can we help? Their answer is immediate, resonating with a sense of urgency.
Stop expiring. Stop interlopers. Stop the loss.